afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Looking at your squad news, it looks like your injury worries are easing just a little bit. How much of a boost is that, first of all, and how testing have the last few weeks been?
Well, I think it was good time for us because we are going to recover a few players like Christian and Moussa Dembele. Still, maybe 1 or 10 days more for Dele Alli, and of course Dani Rossi is the same, 1 week more, and Jean Vertonghen is a little bit longer. But the most important is that we start to recover player. Will be tough months, competition for us, a lot of game ahead, and it's so important to have nearly all the squad fit to compete and to play and to give. And start, of course, rotate and share the games because it will be tough the months that we have ahead. We have 7 games in 1 month, in 4 weeks, and it's so important to have all fit to compete and to keep the level that we want.
Were you a little bit disappointed with the comments of the Denmark coach, Agi Paride, who suggested that Christian Eriksen, someone you just mentioned, had a chronic stomach injury? It's quite.
No, I think his Christian Eriksen is playing fantastic and answer after the comment of the manager of Denmark. I think everyone can give their opinion, and no, nothing to say about that. Christian is ready again to compete, to play. That is our decision if he's going to play Saturday or no, from the beginning or from the bench, or because it's that decision that they're going to take tomorrow. But I think it's nothing to say about the comment from the manager of Denmark.
They've improved West Ham in the last few weeks with the exception of the Brighton result. Do you have to approach this fixture any differently to the rest, because there is an intense dislike of Tottenham coming from them, and maybe some would say it's from the outside, it's a little bit of a one-sided rivalry?
No, the approach is like always, you try to go to there and try to win. And of course, West Ham is doing so well in the last few weeks, and they draw against Chelsea and they beat Manchester United. They improve a lot from the beginning. We are going to face a team that is in a very good shape with a fantastic manager. I admire a lot Manuel, and I am sure that he's going to do a fantastic job there. Of course, it's a derby, it's a special game, and that will be emotional for the fans, and that is why the approach will be trying to win the game and trying to be better than them. West Ham have a very good team, very good players, and it will be so tough game.
Your chairman in the week appeared to suggest, certainly construed this way, that he didn't regret not signing any players last summer. Do you share that view?
He said that didn't regret.
Yeah, did not regret signing players.
He not regret to sign player. Look, from the day one, I told you I'm never going to judge the words of my boss. He's my boss. He's the owner of the club, and I'm going to judge. I can explain that was difficult to sign the player that achieve the player that we needed. That was impossible, and then I was happy, and I'm happy with the squad that we have, more than 25 players, and no, we no regret, and we are happy. I think when we start the season after 3 games that we won, and we were on the top of the table, I think the people talk in different way to say, oh, how clever was Tottenham, because to keep all the squad from last season. After we lose some games, all the alarms start to make a big impact in the perception. But I need to remember everyone that is our best start after 8 games. The Premier League start after 8 games in the Premier League for Tottenham. And I think, of course, the perception is that we lose again Inter de Milan and Barcelona in the Champions League. But we have 1 point more than last season. And of course I am not happy about that, because we are 5th on the table and the ambition is to be on the top. And but of course, in the same time, we are realistic, and with all the circumstances that we suffered during the summer, with the World Cup and everything, the players that arrived in the week before to start the season, and the risk that we took, because the risk is bigger, and the challenge because it was a complete different season for us, for everyone, and I think we keep fighting, and we are very close to the top of the table. I think we need to be happy. Of course, trying to improve and never, and always trying to be ambitious and try to win games and be on the top of the table.
Are you surprised though that you spent nothing when West Ham, by comparison, spent £100 million?
If I am surprised or no, I'm not surprised. Today in England, teams or clubs like Fulham, and they spend more than West Ham, or different type of club, the possibility to sign today, because it's so healthy. The financial, the Premier League is so healthy about financial side. Yes, when the club can invest, of course, it's good for the clubs, and the clubs that need to improve, and the club that want to improve and want to do better than last season. Of course, they need invest money to try to add more quality in their squad.
How proud were you of your players' involvement in England's win over Spain? Did you learn anything about those players? Because it's a hell of an achievement, really.
Yes, on terms of result, it's fantastic result, of course. And then football, football is many things can happen during the game. I am so proud of them all. Of course, the English football. I congratulate Gareth Southgate, of course, because he is the architect of the national team, and of course after the player, because they were fantastic. The attitude was fantastic. And of course, we are so happy because on the end, we are working here. I am Spanish Argentino, but I am in England, and I support, of course, my players.
Allardyce compared, or seems to compare Eric Dyer with Sergio Busquets. Did you understand where he was coming from on that?
I didn't hear what he said.
Yeah, he said he compared Eric Dyer's influence on the other night to the way Busquets has influenced games.
No, I am so happy that a coach, a manager like Sam Allardyce prize our player. I am so happy, so happy. Of course, I respect his opinion, and it's a very nice words or comparison for Eric. It's a thing that he need to use to believe in himself and improve every time.
And there's talk as well that Harry Winks could play in the Euros next summer for the under-21s just to get tournament experience. Is that something, as his club manager, that you would support?
It's still so far away, the decision, but it's a thing that we didn't talk at all yet. And I think it's not a moment now to talk about that. But of course, after this many different parts in that decision, of course the player, the club and the national team, if they believe that Harry Winks is going to be involved. But I think it's still a lot of time to... that decision is going to be in the next... after, I don't know, nearly on the end of the season, and now it's not a moment to talk about that. We didn't talk about that.
Hi, Mauricio.
Hi.
How much of an impact do you think Manuel Pellegrini has had at West Ham so far this season?
Well, I think a massive impact, because he is a top manager, top person. I admire him the balance in between, because he's a great manager and great person, and I think him and all his coaching staff is fantastic, and they show the quality in different clubs around Europe, and of course here in England. And of course, always it's difficult to start the season in a new club, but they are showing the personality and the identity of the team. And after the the good result, like again the draw against Chelsea or to beat Manchester United, they start to show the quality. And of course, will be a tough game. At the same time, it's a derby, and will be good to say hello to him and all his staff.
Because how difficult is it playing against West Ham at the London Stadium?
It's difficult to play.
How difficult is it playing against West Ham at the London Stadium?
No, I think always it's difficult because it's a derby. When you play a derby, it's not so important the venue, because we play in Upton Park and we play a few games too in the Olympic Stadium. And of course, always when you play the derby again, West Ham will be tough, playing in Wembley, playing in White Hart Lane, or in the London Stadium.
Okay, Paul, to finish.
You've won your last 4 London derbies in the Premier League. I think it's not since 1961 Tottenham won 5 in a row. Does that show again this squad has a tougher mentality?
That show that we, if we want to win titles, we need broke records every season, and talk that how difficult it is to win titles in England, and for Tottenham it's so difficult, and that is why sometimes we are so surprised when the people talk about Tottenham need to win a title. And look, we are talking about different record, and that is, I think that will be fantastic to achieve, of course, to create a winning mentality and to have the capacity every season to be on the top 4 is a record that we need to break. And after when you broke all the record, now will be close to win the league or win a trophy. But of course, I didn't know until that you told me now, but well, it will be fantastic to win 5 games in a row, no? 5 derby.
When you do keep breaking these records, you're sort of rewriting a bit of Tottenham history. Does that have an impact on the squad? Does it give them a little extra?
No, I think that we are in a point, in a level that the motivation to play every single game is massive, and we are not thinking into break some record. We're thinking into win. Sometimes you play good, sometimes you don't play so good, but I think the most important is to have the motivation to play every single game against any opponent and try to give your best and win.